All right, what's happening, everyone? Welcome to the Mission Driven Life podcast. This is episode 55 of our podcast, and wanted to share a message with you today because this is what I'm thinking about. Trust. And trust. It's a very powerful topic, and I really am excited to share this with you there. So I'm gonna wait for some people to join on. I'm already recording some of our podcasts, so this is episode 55. Thank you for everyone joining who is checking me out for the podcast. I want to talk to you about trust and leadership and how it ties in with our own missions, right? Now, before I start, I want to invite you all to the Impact Players Tour, which is coming up on July 24th. I'm so excited because there are going to be 2,000 business leaders, entrepreneurs, salespeople that are going to be at this event, that are going to be promoting, that are going to be reaching out, that are going to want to level up their network, right? Did you know Brandon Dawson is going to be there? Did you know Grant Cardone is going to be there? Elena Cardone, Melissa Jackson, Daniel Fleischman, Doug Vermeerian, all these millionaires are going to be on stage sharing their message with you. And it's going to be hype. I know Melissa is my friend. She's going to be there, not as a speaker, but as an attendant. And this is going to be tons of networking that's going to happen. There's going to be networking. There's going to be business growth. There's going to be expansion. And there's going to be collaboration that's going to happen, right? And who knows, let's say you spend $1,000 on a ticket, and let's say you work out a deal with someone at this event, a power player, and you make a 3K deal, 5K deal, 10K deal. That 1K that you invested in yourself is going to come back to you. All right, so grab your access. I'm going to put the access tickets, I'm going to put the link below. All right, I'm going to put the link below into the comments right now. That way you can see what I'm talking about, right? That way you could check me because this is the way. This is the way, okay? Hit that link below and to get access to the Impact Players Tour on July 24th in Arizona. And this event is going to be blown up. I'm guaranteed. I know this is going to be a powerful event. I'm going to be going myself. I'm finding money to get there myself. So let's make it happen. Come join me, all right? All right, so I put that link below. Gain access, hit that link where it says gain access. You're going to get thousands of dollars of bonuses and networking and leveling up. This event's going to be powerful. I'm there for the speakers, but I'm also there to level up my network, all right? So, let's do this. So today I want to talk to you about trust, right? And this ties in to our teams. In episode 55, if you're watching, hit subscribe because we want to grow our network and help reach more people. Now, I'm talking to you about trust. I'm talking to you about what trust means to me and also what trust means because, not to go into too much detail, but I was working for a team. I was working for a sales team. And, it was great. For the longest time, I was making tons of money and tons of things were happening until I started realizing that some of the people that I was working with, they weren't keeping their word. Things were great. The money was great. I was being treated nice. Everyone was so polite. But people were keeping things hidden from me, right? People weren't telling me things. When it was time to get paid on my commissions were short. When it was time for me to speak up, things were short. Now, what's really interesting is I'm not going to talk to you about who did this or what company I was with, but what was really interesting for me is my lack of trust for the leader and my lack of trust for the people I worked with, right? Because over time, I know that, over time, through what I just experienced is that I fell back on a deal and I realized my lack of trust in people. And I want to talk to you about how to bring this own trust into your own team, into your people out there, right? Because trust is important. If you want your people to follow you and trust you and know that you have their back, they need that leader who can show up, right? So they need to trust you. they need to be able to see you. And when people were saying things to me that they weren't following through on, right? Let's say someone says something to you and they said that they're going to bring something to you and you don't follow through. Maybe you said you're going to bring a bag of chips. Maybe you said you're going to take them to a restaurant. Maybe you said you're going to be there by 10 a.m. and you don't keep that word, keep that agreement. But what's really interesting is that it can really tie in with a team. Whatever business we're working with. Let's say you're going to tell someone that you're going to pay them by a certain time. Let's say you tell someone that you're going to have a meeting at this certain time. You're going to have a meeting to set up, or maybe you're going to bring something. Maybe that one thing is not too big, but I want you to remember is that it's bigger than what needs to happen. Maybe you said you're going to bring a pen, and who gives a shit about a pen? What really is interesting is integrity and what it means to keep my word and stay accountable and to do what I say. Which ties into a leader. If you're a leader and checking and watching this, is that trust is everything. You know, if I don't have trust with you, I'm not going to do business with you. You know, if you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through on it, I don't want to do anything to do with you. Because this happens so much in life. And there are times when people have told me that they're going to show up. People have told me that they're going to pay me at a certain time and they didn't. People have told me that I'm going to get this and that and they're going to do this for me, but they didn't follow through on it. And that was interesting about trust and what that means. Because people can talk so much, right? People can talk big game. People can talk massive things. People can say, you know, people can say so many good things, right? You know, people can talk such big things. People can promise so many things, but when it comes to action, when it comes to taking action, when it comes to following through on what it is, that action and that word is not fucking equal. So that's what's pissing me off lately, because I just realized how angry I am when people don't keep their word with me. And I can take full responsibility because I'm not like that, right? I'm not keeping my word sometimes. Sometimes I fall back on my word. And when I'm angry at another person, I'm actually angry at myself, right? And I'm not interested in doing business with people and working deals and recruiting people if people aren't following through on their word. I'm not interested in doing that, right? So that's a huge thing, because people are going to follow us. If you're a leader, if you're listening to this podcast because you want to be a leader, to listen up, because if you don't have trust and if you don't have accountability and if you don't keep your word with your team, I want you to know that people don't want to work with you. I don't want to work with people that say that they're going to do it and they don't do it. I'm not interested in that, right? I want to work with people who can do what they say, who show up, who are on time, and who can not lie to me. I'm not interested in doing business with a liar, right? So especially leaders, being members, having people on our team, they need to trust us. They need to see us as a rock. They need to see us as people that have their strong word and his bond. And when we say things and people don't follow through, I want you to know that it's going to hurt the relationship. Because I've experienced this a lot recently in one of the teams I was working with. I felt betrayed by some things. You know, I felt betrayed. Some things didn't work out, and I didn't have that level of trust. I didn't trust the people I worked with because of that. And I felt betrayed by people, especially when it comes to really sensitive topics, right? And your team is going to feel that way. You know, running a business as a young entrepreneur, people want to know that they can trust and rely on you. For example, payroll. If you have a team of 5 people and you're a leader, you best be paying them on time when you said they are, because that has a huge impact on trust, right? When you say something and when you make a commitment that you're gonna do something and you do it, that builds trust. People think, oh, yo, he said what he's gonna do. Vice versa, if you say something and then and you don't do it, and then let's say you say it again another time, that person who is listening to you say, oh yo, let's do it, doesn't fucking believe you. They won't believe you, right? If someone told me that they're gonna do something and for 2 times in a row they never did it, for the 3rd time I'm not gonna believe a damn fucking word they said. That's trust. I'm not gonna follow them. I'm not interested in working with them, and it's hard for me to believe them. Because I want to follow a leader that I could be reliable. So that's up to us leaders, right? It's up to us to have our integrity. Are you doing what you say? But another thing is hidden and like lack of transparency. I know for myself, if I'm working in a team, look, this is what I need to do. I need to keep things together. I need to be transparent. I need to be fully transparent with myself and to show my team what it is. To show my team exactly what's happening and not to keep things hidden. To be integrity, to have integrity in my word, to also just say what's up, to have a window that people can look through and see me, and I don't have to keep things hidden. I don't need to pretend. I can be a mirror, right? So let's bring transparency in, right? I used to work for a lot of companies that some of the companies, they would keep things hidden. I wouldn't be able to see things. I wouldn't be able to. They didn't say anything about me. They kept things behind a closed door, and I did not feel involved. And I couldn't work it as a team, right? I needed to have strong relationships. I needed to be able to trust people. And if you're a team leader, I want you to be aware of there's times where you're keeping things hidden. There's times when your team needs to know everything is happening and what's happening next and what's going on, and that's transparency, right? That comes up in communication, like, hey guys, I won't be able to do this, or I won't be able to pay you today. Can I do this day? Or I won't be able to do this, or letting your team know that, like, hey guys, just to be fully transparent, I might have to let 10 people go. And just being fully transparent so people know and they're aware and they're on the same team. If you do that, trust will come up. Trust is the great way. Now, because you're probably wondering, why is this important? Why the hell should I care about this? Why should I care about having trust? Because your team is going to follow us. And this is the last thing, which is what John Maxwell, my mentor, once said, is that everything rises and falls on influence. Leadership is influence. Without influence, you can't influence other people. Without having trust with other people, without having people trust you, you don't have influence. And without influence, you can't serve people. So I encourage you to find time where you can build that trust in your team, in your company, on your crew. Because if you could build that for them and you could build that trust within your own organization or your teams, you will have influence and you will find yourself a stronger leader, a person that people know and trust that this is the great way. So look, I know if you're a leader, I want you to come to our Mission Driven Life podcast, or I want you to come to the Impact Players Tour. Hit that link below because it's on July 24th at the Renaissance Hotel in Glendale, Arizona, where there will be leaders, 2,000 people to network with, to level up with, people to do deals with, to get mentorship from, people to collaborate with, because thousands of great things happen when great people invest in themselves and they come together, right? Hit that link below, get your tickets to now, and tickets are running out. We're actually going to be running out pretty quick, so grab your tickets, because this is the one thing that's going to build trust, is also credibility. And you can only gain this by doing training and practicing, right? So if you come to this event and you sharpen your skills as a leader, as a businessman, people will see you as credible. So if you're ever concerned about you don't have the time or you don't have the money to come to this event, I acknowledge you and you're right. But if you knew that it would work, if you knew this event would be successful for you, and if you knew this event would win over your life, you would make time for it. And if you didn't know it was going to work, I want you to see thousands of people that have increased the income by 30%, 40%, doubled their sales, tripled their sales through Grant Cardone's teaching. And he's going to be teaching on July 24th for a one-day deep dive. Grab your tickets below, get the tickets. And I want to thank you all for watching. This is the Mission Driven Life podcast. Have a great day. Take care. All right.